Hey everyone, David here and welcome back to Just Ride Bikes and a very happy new year to all of you watching today. So for my first video of the year of 2022, I want to take a moment to look forward to the bikes I'm most excited to hopefully ride in the 12 months ahead and bikes you're possibly excited to buy back home, supply issues allowing of course. I've got a little list in front of me, in no particular order, just go through the bikes that I can't wait to ride hopefully in the months ahead. And the first one, the very top bike on my list, was probably the biggest update in 2021. The all new, or slightly updated, Pinarello Dogma F. Now I have had a closer look at the bike and compared it to its predecessors, the F8, the F10 and the F12 in a nice little video shot at my local bike shop, Ride 24/7, and that's linked above in case you want to see it. But as yet, I've not had a chance to ride a bike and see how it performs. And very few people have. Very few customers have got their hands on the bike and very few journals or magazines have ridden the bike, although there are a few reviews out there and they're overwhelmingly positive as you might expect. But my big question mark with the bike is it's quite conservative, quite a safe update from Pinarello, and I can see why I've done that. The F12 and the F10 before it was a very successful, very popular bike. Did that sort of lightweight aero all-round thing really well. And the Dogma F doesn't really move the game on much compared to what came before it. It's a bit lighter. I mean, the frame's the same weight, but the components on it are a bit lighter. It's possibly a bit more aero, but it's not a radical step forward. So does it do enough to really maintain its place at the top table, the top tier of the road racing bike category? Or have they missed the opportunity to really update it, really push it forward like the F8 did compared to 65.1 that came before it? So big question mark over the bike, can't wait to ride it. Moving on to gravel bikes, and one bike I'm really excited to ride this year, hopefully, is a brand new BMC Unrestricted LT. So I rode two versions of the ERS for short, in 2021, different configurations, and generally was really impressed. Firstly, you have the elastomer rear end to give more smoothness, more comfort in the saddle over a rigid rear end. And then the geometry of the bike is fantastic for riding technical, almost mountain bike trails, with a short stem, wide handlebar, and a long reach, long front center of the bike, and a very slack head angle. But what it really lacked is some sort of front suspension, especially compared to the Specialized Diverge with a fuchs shock, which is excellent by the way. And now we have that. We now have a full suspension BMC ERS with a 20mm suspension damper unit in the head tube developed by an Italian company. So now we have a bike that should on paper give the balanced ride it is missing in the old version. A nice smooth front end for dealing with rocks coming through the handlebar, and that smooth seated comfort as well. And I think that's a bike that really pushes gravel into an interesting space going forward. And probably a big question with this bike is whether suspension, full suspension on a gravel bike is unnecessary, or it's just enough without being a mountain bike, or if you're better off with a hardtail or a short travel 29er mountain bike. So a big question mark on that bike, but one I can't wait to ride hopefully in the few months ahead of us now. Sticking with gravel, or is it road, is the brand new Wilier Rave, which is displayed as both a road bike with slick tyres and a road bike group set, and also a gravel bike with gravel tyres and a gravel focus group set on it. So it builds on their road bike DNA, like the Falante SLR, which is a fantastic aero race bike. So a nice lightweight frame, some aero nods there, internal cable routing, but then clearance for up to a 42mm wide tyre, which is narrow compared to some more capable off-road gravel bikes. But I see this bike being an interesting option for those people who are coming from a road racing background and want a bike that can go off-road, so basically a off-road capable road bike without being a super burly, super gnarly bike packing option with massive tyres and all the accessory mounts for bags and bottles, but really kind of stripped back, fast racing focused gravel bike. So that's an interesting option, whether you choose the gravel or the road version and then swap the wheels over as you ride in the terrain. So yeah, big question mark on that bike. It looks great, it sounds great, but will it disappoint on the road and disappoint on the gravel? Well, I can't wait to find out. And another bike in that similar kind of category, and one I haven't yet ridden, is the Allied Echo, which is a similar bike trying to be both a road bike and a gravel bike. And like that BMC ERS LT, which is trying to tackle the suspension on a gravel bike, what the Wilier and the Allied have in common is this other question of whether can have one bike that can do both gravel and both road. The same frame set, made different wheels and tyres, but be as capable on the road and gravel as two dedicated gravel and road bikes. So lots of options, lots of questions to answer. Another gravel bike I can't wait to ride is the all-new Orbea Terra. So this launched good 3 or 4 years ago and was a really good gravel bike, well still is really. Nice lightweight carbon frame, really skinny rear stays, giving good seated comfort, generous tyre clearance, but definitely as the gravel sector has matured, it's been left wanting in a few areas, namely tyre clearance and accessory amounts for more bike packing, but still a really fast, responsive setup. But now we have the new Orbea Terra with even bigger tyre clearance, improved geometry, more accessory amounts. So hopefully it's a bike that builds on the solid foundations of the old one in terms of handling and being a fast bike off-road, but gives it even more capability to go head and toe with some of the more kind of leading edge gravel bikes like the Specialized Diverge, the Giant Revolt, to name a few other examples. And it looks fantastic as well. We get internal cable routing using the company's own kind of 2-piece handlebar and stem, so you're not tied into a 1-piece handlebar and stem. So really smart looks, but also quite simple to look after internal cable routing. And another quite similar looking gravel bike actually is the Scott Addict Gravel. Now Scott has never been on my radar personally as a gravel bike brand. They've had the Addict Gravel for a few years, and the Addict is the name of their lightweight Aero race bike, which I reviewed last year, and a fantastic bike. Lightweight, aero, pretty comfortable as well. Lots of integration and lots of really interesting details which you don't get on other bikes. And I've used that as a platform for the new Addict Gravel. And for me, it seems strange they don't spin off the Addict Gravel as a separate model and call it something else to really distinguish it from the Addict Gravel. But I can see where they're coming from. And that name sharing implies what this new Addict Gravel is all about. So very much a speed-focused gravel bike. And I can't wait to find out if it's as fast as it looks. We've got good tyre clearance. We've got good geometry. We've got the internal cable routing. But is it a bike that trades in comfort, compliance, and versatility, which you want, or many people want for a gravel bike packing option, for a pure speed-focused bike, something like the 3T Explorer Race Max or the aforementioned Orbea Terra? And we are seeing gravel bikes going in many different directions. Some are trying to be all about the speed and racing over long distance, and some are all about the bigger tires you can fit and off-road, chunky mountain terrain bike packing options. So interesting divergence of gravel bikes at the moment, and lots of these different bikes clearly putting a flag in different camps or trying to be all things to all people. A couple more road bikes to talk about as well. There's a brand new Enve Custom Road, Enve's first in-house bespoke road bike, custom road bike, available in different sizes, different geometries, and any colour you want under the sun. I got an exclusive first look at the only bike currently in the UK a few months ago, link to that video up above, and it looks sensational in the flesh. Quite a smooth, curvy Aero bike, lots of nice details, their own handlebar and stem, new Chris King headset, lots of lovely details. I do like the story behind that bike. I do like Enve as a brand, doing their own Aero wheels, in-house manufacturing in the US, been doing tubes for the likes of Parley and Alchemy for many years, and now doing their own road bike is a natural move. It is an expensive option. It's definitely a top level premium offering. It's not an off the shelf bike. You can't go into like a bike shop and buy it, and it's custom to you in terms of the fit and the way it looks and the price tag to match as well. So definitely a very premium high-end bike, which makes testing a bike a little bit tricky because I don't have the funds to go and buy one to deliver a review for you, but hopefully they're put together a stock kind of 56 geometry bike that I can ride and get a feel for how this bike rides. And really, as nice as the whole Enve story is and the customization of it is, it needs to deliver good performance. It needs to be good as or better than a Specialized Tarmac SL7, a Wilier Rave SLR, a Bianchi, a Trek, Cannondale, Cervelo, name any other top tier brand offering a cutting edge Aero bike. So the bike needs to deliver really good performance on the road, and hopefully I'll get to find out this year if it does. So one to watch out for sure. Another one I don't have high hopes of riding this year, but fingers crossed I might get the chance, is the outlandish, radical Ribble Ultra Aero, which caused quite a storm when it launched due to the really funky handlebars and an aerodynamic frame that really pushes the boundaries compared to any other aero bike in the road bike sector right now. Now, Ribble have been having supply issues with just regular bikes this year, as you've probably seen on the interweb, various stories about how they're struggling with supply. So hopefully that won't detract from the opportunity to ride this bike this year. I'd really like to ride it to see how it compares to other aero bikes and whether those crazy looks are worth the performance you get, or whether the gains aren't really enough to justify the way it looks. I know it looks on everything, but I think the way a bike looks is really important. And if it is fast and faster than anything else and amazing handling, then I could probably forgive the way it looks. So that's why I'm not holding my breath for in 2022. But hopefully, well, you never know, craziest things have happened. And Ribble, if you're watching, drop me a line. Let me know if we can get a ride on this bike. There's also a couple of mountain bikes I'm really excited for riding in 2022. I know not all of you are into mountain bikes, but I do like short travel 29er cross-country style bikes for riding off-road. And there's the brand new Santa Cruz Blur, which looks fantastic. It's the company's first single pivot flex day design, moving away from their long-running VPP virtual pivot point suspension design. So super lightweight, looks good geometry on paper. And also two other bikes as well. There's a Trek Top Fuel and then the Giant Trance with the Fox Live Valve technology. So all short travel, down country, cross country race, short travel trail bikes, sort of those categories all merging together, but all 120, 130 mil travel, big wheels, carbon frames, good geometry, up-to-date geometry. And as I found riding that Scott Spark RC last year, a cross country race bike with modern geometry, it works really well. It's a combination that gives you fantastic climbing performance and fantastic descending capabilities as well. So those are 3 mountain bikes on my list for riding hopefully this year. So let me know what you think of those. One more gravel bike to mention, and that's a brand new Canyon Grizl AL. So I rode the CF, the carbon version, last year, really impressed. I think it's a bike they should launch instead of the Grizl with the crazy hover handlebar. So really sensible bike, basically, normal handlebar and stem, good tire clearance, nice geometry that works on the road and off-road, and lots of mounts for bags and everything else you want to carry on a bike packing adventure. And we now have an AL aluminium version, which makes the price look really, really good, as Canyons tend to do. So I want to find out if the AL, the aluminium version, offers the same performance and handling traits of the carbon version, but in a package that costs a lot less. And one of the bikes that really appeals to me on their website is the one with the RockShox Rudy suspension fork, which retails, I think, for about £2,000. So a full aluminium gravel bike with a suspension fork for about £2,000 seems like an absolute bargain for me. So for me, I think that could be one of the picks of the year. So one I look forward to riding hopefully in the next few months. With gravel bikes increasingly edging towards mountain bikes with suspension and better geometry, how about just buy a mountain bike? And Mason, the small British bike company with the likes of the Definition, the Resolution and the Boca gravel bike, have this year launched the Raw, their own steel hardtail mountain bike designed around 29-inch wheels and a suspension fork. It's a pretty premium offering, it has to be said. I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous, as Mason bikes generally do. Really nice design, really nice tube specifications, but the price is pretty high compared to what is available in the mountain bike market. But I see where they're going from, trying to bring their drop bar customers into this mountain bike world with their own offering, tailored towards people who are doing bike packing adventures now on a gravel bike, but probably feel a mountain bike might give them a bit more capability and more comfort, and more options for tyres and stuff, and a bit of suspension as well for increased capability off-road. And the Raw tries to tap into that sort of market. How big this niche is yet to be determined, but that's a bike I can't wait to ride hopefully in the new year. So one that looks good and one that needs to work really well off-road to justify quite a hefty price tag on that one for sure. And the last bike I'm looking forward to riding is one that was leaked a few days ago by DC Rainmaker, and that's a brand new, yet to be announced, the Zwift indoor training bike. Here's a picture. It looks insane, it looks sensational, and it is an indoor training bike like the Wahoo bike or the Stages bike. It's their own product. There's no actual official details yet, so we don't know if it will look like this, but it looks pretty close to how it could look in terms of the style, the specs and the price. They also have a smart trainer where you take the wheel off your frame and put that onto the bike, which can apparently be upgraded to the full bike as well. And even has lights. So if you're familiar with the Tron bike in the Zwift world, you can have your own Tron bike in real life. And I think for a lot of people that's pretty exciting as well. So hopefully it's a bike that delivers comparable performance to the Wahoo bike, the Stage bike, and the Peloton. I guess the Peloton is a market they're going after. So that's one bike in a strange sort of way I'm looking forward to riding in 2022. So there we go then. Some of the bikes I'm most excited to ride in the year ahead. And of course, do let me know which of these bikes you're also excited to ride or buy in 2022 by leaving a comment down below, or which bikes I've missed. I'm sure I've missed quite a few as well. Don't forget to subscribe as well. It means a lot to me. I started 2021 with 10,000 subscribers and start 2022 with over 53,000 subscribers. So that's massive, it means so much to me. And it means I can continue doing this for a job as well, for a living. So fantastic support means so much to me. So don't forget to smash that red button down below and also hit the like button as well. But that's all for now. If you want to see some of the best bikes of 2021, then make sure you hit this video up here and I'll see you all again next time. Thank you so much for watching.